The Stuttering Severity Instrument 4 is a standardized test used to measure 4 areas of speech behavior. It assesses severity and improvements of habits such as the frequency of stuttering events, the duration of stuttering events, the physical concomitants exhibited by the stutterer, and the naturalness of the individual's speech. The SSI-4 aims to engage the client in as many speaking contexts as possible, allowing for many opportunities for stuttering to be documented. The SSI-4 test manual includes a description and uses of the test, information on test administration, and statistical properties such as reliability and validity data. It also includes the clinical use of self-reports, as well as information on its clinical use. The manual also includes the stimulus materials, picture and reading plates. The CUSR was developed to help clients communicate their feelings about their stuttering to the clinician. This allows for better use of information derived from the interaction between client and clinician, as well as provides a framework to measure changes throughout the therapy. The stimulation materials include 4 picture plates designed to provide verbal stimulation for non-readers. Stimulation material for readers include 2 plates for 3rd, 5th, and 7th grade reading levels, as well as 4 plates for adult reading levels. The computerized scoring of stuttering severity software was developed to facilitate data collection. The software allows for recording of a sample and computation of total number of fluent syllables, number of stuttered syllables, percentage of stuttered syllables, individual stuttering duration and average of the 3 longest stuttering durations, mean duration for the 3 longest stutterings, as well as mean for all stuttering durations, and a speech rate in syllables per minute. The SSI-4 also includes forms for which to record testing information. They include areas for recording, identifying information of the examinee, frequency for readers and non-readers, duration or average length of 3 longest stuttering events, physical concomitants or secondary behaviors, and speech naturalness. The record form includes tables of percentile ranks and severity equivalents for preschool-age children, school-age children, and adults. Boise is a 45-year-old male who presents with a disfluency. He has been displaying part and whole word repetition since preschool. He was evaluated and received therapy in grade school, but was discharged after easy onset and other breathing and relaxation techniques were mastered. As an adult, he has noticed a worsening in his fluency, especially when angry, excited, or nervous. Boise comes from a long line of stutterers, including his father, grandfather, and uncles. He currently lives with his wife and 5 children, the eldest of which also presents with a stutter. The test should be administered in a well-lit, quiet room with minimal distractions. Clinicians should be sure to have a recording device for later review of the speech samples for scoring purposes. The first sample collected, if the examinee has above a 3rd grade reading level, is a reading task. The examinee reads a short passage from the stimulation plate. Okay, Boise, now I'm just going to ask you to read naturally as you can from this, and I'll be documenting some things and we can talk about that later, okay?
Okay.
So whenever you're ready.
Okay. Washington's part of the National Future Oil Company may lie within some extraordinary organisms that have been called the third form of life. A Colorado State University microbiologist reports obtaining pure hydrocarbon that could be converted to gasoline or lubricated oils from several organisms. The oily substance is energy rich, definitely definitely a lubricant, combustible, and isn't soluble in water, says the researcher Thomas Tornabina. And the oil is free of air polluting sulfur. The discovery now is only a laboratory laboratory phenomenon. Any commercial application is some time away. Right now, we are concentrating on the organism's basic mechanism. Torbana says we have two genetic engineers looking at them to find ways of getting them to grow faster and to pump oil faster.
Okay, great. Good job. The second sample collected is a speaking task. The clinician prompts the examinee to discuss an age-appropriate, familiar topic. For younger examinees, the picture plates may be used to stimulate speech. Okay, so today I'm just going to try and get a natural language sample from you that we can analyze later. So I'm just going to ask you to start talking and be as free and natural as possible. You think you have a topic that you could use, and I'll tell you when, and then I'll let you know when we have enough information you can stop, okay?
Okay.
You all set?
Yeah.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Okay. I lived in Holland for 8 years, and Holland was a nice country. It's they call it the Netherlands. It's funny because we call it Holland. They call it the Netherlands. They don't call it Holland, and they love American things. They love Americans because of our accents, and they always say we have big houses, we have big cars, and big mouths, and so they love they think we're crazy. We're like the crazy Americans, but also they have this thing for us because of they still love us because of World War II, which is very strange. The minute you mention Hitler and us coming over there and fighting for their freedom, they get emotional about it. It's really impressive. Just with they are like that. It's like you can always tell an American because we're louder than they are. We wear a lot of colors. Basically, we wear blues and red colors, and they wear more of a brown, dark green. I always say they always look like like it's fall there, and everyone who rides a bike. When I first went to Holland, I thought I was walking in the middle of a marathon. I saw all these bikes, and I said, "Where's everybody going?" He's like, "Going to the store, going to school, going to work." And I was like, it was amazing how everybody rides. They just ride bikes there, and they're very strange because when they hear that you're coming to visit, they want to know. Oh wow, they want to know everything about you, and they're very friendly. When they find out that you're going to stay, they want to know why you're staying. It's why are you staying? What's wrong with America? Isn't this the home of the free and the brave? Why are you coming here? So you tell them I want to see something different, things like that. But the other side is Dutch people are very nosy. What we consider nosy, they consider interest. So they want to ask you about your sex life, all these inappropriate questions, and really, if you don't answer them, they get upset. They think that you're being rude, and it's like, and you have to tell them where I come from. You don't ask questions like this. This is for people's personal space, the other part about it is that they don't like to be touched. In America, we always put a hand on an arm. They speak with like their arms behind their back, and they give you when they meet you, they give you 3 kisses, and it's not even with their lips; it's with their cheek. They go, and that's all the touching that is done. And then you're there, and they're here, and they just talk to you. There's like a very social control there with eating, which for when they saw me, it was like, oh my God, because people my size don't exist in Holland. Everybody is very skinny, they eat very small food, and I had a lot of problems with just the food because their idea of a sandwich is a slice of bread, butter, a slice of meat, a cucumber, a slice of tomato, bread. That's your sandwich. And so I'm putting on like cheese and mayonnaise and then lots of lettuce and a couple of tomatoes and then they look at you when you're eating and they all you suddenly you look around you and you have a whole bunch of people staring at you going, wow, so much food, and here that's rude. Here you eat your food and you mind your own business. So a few times I cursed at a few people, and they thought, of course, they thought I was like inappropriate. I was not being friendly. You know, you sprinkle salt. Ooh, so much salt. Yeah, I want salt on my food. And
this has been excellent. Really good, like, sample. And I want to hear more, but I think we're all set for what we need to analyze, okay?
yeah. Cool.
Scoring is broken down into the reading task, speaking task, and optional beyond clinic speaking sample. For each section, the number of stuttering events is tallied and divided by the total number of syllables in the sample to get a percentage stuttered speech. Each percentage of stuttered speech has a task score equivalent found in the tables on the first page of the record form. The two task scores added together give the clinician the frequency score. After reviewing the computerized scoring sample, the clinician can determine the average length of the 3 longest stuttering events. The clinician then refers to the duration chart to get the equivalent scale score. The last step in scoring the SSI-4 is to assign a number value from 0 to 5 of all observed physical concomitants. They are broken down into distracting sounds, facial grimaces, head movements, and movements of the extremities. The 3 scores, frequency, duration, and physical concomitants, are then added together to get a total score. The clinician then refers to the table 2.2, 2.3, or 2.4 to get the age equivalent, percentile rank, and severity. Boise's total score was a 25. When comparing this number to table 2.4, the equivalent percentile rank is 41 to 60, and the severity equivalent is moderate.